say that like that.
Hey, man. Hey, I'm a Ninja Turtles fan. Okay, I will ooze wherever I like.
This one drink that's not even bad, you won't drink, and I'm confused. I am in anger.
Good for you guys. I don't watch a lot of movies. I go outside. Okay?
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Too Many Words Podcast. I am your host, Isaac William. Joseph across the way from me is my best friend, Jordan Van Cleve. And this week's very special guest.
Yeah, he's special in a way.
That's no.
We have for the second time ever, Mason James.
Hello.
I wave goodbye for those who saw me waving goodbye to an amazing young gal named Sailor.
Moon.
Sailor. We quickly learned a lot about Sailor. She is one of the new people here working at the Fleur Cinema. Yes, we are at the Fleur Cinema. First time in a too long of a time.
Honestly, yeah,
we missed 1 month, but you know, when you only do something once a month and you miss one, it's like
two.
Yeah, it feels like two. It
Because
feels like two. It's
really
been literally
is.
two, you know? And so, yes, Sailor, she's like, yeah, I want to work in film. Like, it's really cool meeting a lot of people who work at a cinema, a movie theater, such as this one, because odds are they're not doing it for the money. They love movies, and they love making movies or just any sort of involvement with movies. And Sailor is no different, but she is different because she is so unapologetically herself. But yeah, she just participated in the 48-hour film festival, and so yeah, we just got her details right over there, and it's another person we may or may not work with.
I just realized I was wearing a certain piece of clothing, and I had to cover up the logo.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Anyways, Jordan?
Who or what do you just... No, I'm just kidding.
The date and time is July 29th, 9:50 p.m. on a Monday. Yes, we should have started an hour ago, but Isaac is an idiot who forgets things. Okay, I am the worst person on earth, okay? Just ask anybody who hates me. I'm the worst person ever. Isaac's forgetful. Isaac's a jerk. Isaac's a narcissist. You know, all this stuff.
I mean, you are.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
I am not a narcissist. We're working on my narcissism. Thank you, sir.
You got this.
To be completely fair, there had been people in my life where I'm like, hey, I'm worried that I'm a narcissist. And they're like, no, you're not. And then I'm like, okay, cool, I won't worry about it anymore. And then I have a best friend who looks like a panda, who works at a deli,
No,
who
I
plays
don't.
video games, shirtless,
I do the same.
calling me a narcissist. Anyways, we still love him.
Yep.
Jordan, what's the word of the week?
Hang on. The one that gave me was one we already had. Again. I think I need to find a new vocab thing. It's weird.
It's weird. What?
Nothing.
Mason, tell us about yourself. It's been a long time. Last time you
I
were
like
on
this
the
one.
episode, last time you were on the podcast, it was like the first 20 episodes.
What do you want to know?
I want to know how many kids you have now.
I still have
Oh my gosh,
one.
did this man have 0 kids when he was on?
I think so.
Oh my gosh. That is crazy. We've been operating for a long time now. Hi, Dev. Hi. That's Dev.
I have
Devastator.
18-month-old son. And I have a daughter that will be here actually anytime now.
Yeah, there's actually a % chance that he will have to leave and I will have to leave with him to take him to the hospital.
Today?
Tonight.
Actually, I think we're in the clear. She went back home.
Oh, sweet.
So we're in the clear for tonight.
Well, let's just podcast until you have to go, you know? I mean, it's any day now, right? Let's just do the world's longest podcast, maybe.
I think
If we're here for the next 2 days,
I
that
think
is
there's some
okay.
podcasters that got us beat, bro.
Yeah, so he was last on Too Many Words. I guess he was on the Too Many Christmases Christmas special.
I guess that does count.
But that was still
a long time ago.
2
Christmases ago.
18 months ago.
Yeah. We've been operating for a very long time as the Too Many Words podcast, and I am constantly reminded of that, just given how different our lives were. And
Man, pre Too Many Words, Jordan was almost no different.
pre Too Many Words, Isaac is very different. But the same, I'd like to think, in a lot of ways. You know, you've learned a lot of things along the journey. You know, what you should share, what you shouldn't share on the podcast. You know, how much time you should give the podcast, how much time you should give your personal life and the people that you love in your personal life. I'd like to think that we like to stay the same, but we've become older and wiser, and just, you know, that slice of life is constant, you know. What's it like, sir, being a dad now?
There's struggles. It's stressful. Very, very stressful.
Okay. That's 2.
Have fun losing out on sleep.
That's 3.
They're very time consuming.
That's 4.
Right now, my son's very independent. He likes to do whatever he wants when he wants, and if he doesn't,
is it a bad thing?
No,
Okay.
but
Was
when,
that like a neutral thing?
yeah.
Okay. 5.
Be ready for the tantrums.
6.
Give us
they're
one
crazy.
good thing.
You've given us 6 complaints before saying anything good about fatherhood.
It's the best feeling in the world. I wouldn't change it for anything.
Sounds super generic and PC of an answer out of you, sir.
It's the
Oh,
only
man.
answer you really need, though. Come on, let's be real.
Did you get a script from Jackie?
No.
We love you, Mason.
We
Love
love
you
you,
too.
Jackie.
Don't turn into your parents on how you view your children.
Oh no, I'm gonna be completely.
He's
different
already
than
way
that.
better than that.
Children should empower you and not set you back, folks. Okay, please learn to love your children.
I want to be completely different than both my parents were.
I mean, I'd like to think that both my parents want me to be a better version of themselves. You know,
I think I'm off to a really good start.
I'm off to a horrible start.
Well, you don't even have kids.
No, you're off to a good start because you didn't have a kid at 17.
Oh my gosh, dude! If I did exactly what my dad did, I'd have a 6-year-old. Oh my gosh.
How old's Tyrion?
He's 5.
Wow.
All right, let's get ready for this word of the week.
Yes, word of the week.
Elucidate.
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 Oh, I said that right. Wow. I actually didn't know. It means to clarify or explain. She tried to elucidate why she was upset, but her friends couldn't understand why she was angry with them.
Can you put it in your own words?
No?
Thank you for elucidating the word elucidate as best you can, sir.
Yeah.
Elucidate. You know, as a director, you got to constantly elucidate.
Yeah.
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 Like an actor's like, "Ooh, I'm a little bit worried about this," and it's like, "Oh, no, you're good. This is this," you know. And so,
I'm worried
yeah.
about this. No, you're not. Shut the fuck up.
Okay. Anyways, gentlemen.
You said the full date and time, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see.
Announcements. Look out for Too Many Burgers, the second bite, second annual celebration of the Too Many Words podcast and their longevity. You didn't think we'd make it this far, but we have. Baby boy or
Hey, if
baby
you didn't
girl
think we'd make it
listening.
this far, then you're just a terrible person.
No, you're not a terrible person, okay? But when it comes to the early days, people were probably like, it's a cute little thing that Isaac and Jordan are doing. And now we're here with immense leverage in the city of Des Moines and other relating cities that surround it. Jordan and I, we were just talking about how we could probably just talk to any small business and be like, hey, can we record here and have you on? And they'd probably be like, yeah. You know? Like, it's Have you been thinking about how much bigger this is than last year's Too Many Burgers?
Yes. I think about it a lot.
Tell me about it. What are some major first thoughts?
It's insane.
Oh, okay.
Like,
It's going to be huge,
like
guys.
just like how much more is gonna be there?
Yeah. Not even like from a fan standpoint, like which we hope to see more fans there because we had over 50 people there last year. You know, we hope to at least double that, but who knows? But when it comes to not even a fan standpoint, but when it comes to who our team is as Scaldstone Productions, who our partners are with Scaldstone Productions, you know, you got vendors, you got other podcasts.
Last week. Okay. I don't know what your persistence is with just taking the
Yep,
phone.
we shouted him out. It was the highlight of the episode.
I asked you one question and then you start scrolling too. What is wrong with you? You're the worst kind of person.
Shout out to @Bubs.
That wasn't a segue. I was just asking a question.
0114
All you had to do was say yes.
for following the podcast on Instagram @Too Many Words Podcast. Whew. And then shout out to Nina's Journey to Health _23 for following us 4 hours ago. It's just our podcast Instagram feed, bro. You're not gonna.
I know, but like, Doug, you just like, give me that. Scroll. I'm just like, did we do this guy? And you're like, yoink.
So, fellas, what we learned this week. Hello.
That's some really nice silence. Oh, were you looking at me too?
Jordan. What we learned this
I was thinking, why do you always ask me first? You know I take the longest.
Mason, what we
I'm
learned
still
this
thinking
week.
too.
Oh man, you guys, come on.
I don't know. I had something, but I forgot it, like always. Because every time I'm like, oh, I could say that for the podcast, and then I forget it again.
Guys, aliens are real.
Really, tell us about it.
Do they live in your butthole?
No. But like Area 51, bro. They got alien stuff there. Jackie's dad told me so. So like,
This guy is a
gotta be real.
father.
I'm the most chilled dad ever, bro. What are you talking about? Leave me alone.
This guy has people call him daddy.
Yeah, but not like that.
not
Come
like-
on, man.
What are you talking about? Not like that.
It's more
As
dad
like
dad.
a son says daddy.
No, it's more like dad. He hasn't really got to daddy.
Father.
Excuse me, father.
Padre.
Why do you have so much Italian seasoning all
What's
the
up,
time?
Pops?
Chocolate.
What'd you learn this week?
What did I learn this week? I've been learning an abundant amount of the superhero Gambit and the history that Channing Tatum has with that character. I'd like to, since last week, Jordan and I, we've seen Deadpool and Wolverine.
I saw it too.
Oh yeah, you were there.
We should also, be doing a review of that on this podcast, but
We should see. I want to kind of
considering
did.
that's what I said we were gonna
I
do.
wanted to kind of do like a doubleheader movie review
All
for
right,
this.
then that's what we're doing.
Let's do it.
Oh, well, we should probably get right into it because
Well,
that's going to take a minute, huh?
all right. Well, the only what you learned this week is Isaac, and it's he learned about Channing Tatum's history with the
With
superhero
Gambit.
character Gambit.
And we could probably get into that a little bit more when we review the movie, I guess. I don't
We're
know.
gonna skip hot take. We did Instagram followers. Let's do. Do we have answers?
Nope.
Okay. Get them lips wet.
Get them lips wet. Yeah.
This is the
courtesy
new-
of Dev.
The new
Dev
monthly
says
drink.
this is the first time she's helped get our lips wet. So,
So I thought
Yeah.
they were gonna. I thought that you guys were gonna do the same one for like 3 months.
the lemonade thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still have the lemonade.
But like I saw that summer camp puppy chow latte.
Yeah, that was last
Okay,
month.
I didn't
and we
know
didn't
there
review
was
a
gonna
movie
be a last
month.
I just thought it was gonna be this. Okay. Either way, that interests me. But
Just
yes.
buy it after the pod.
I'm not gonna.
Actually, why would you make her do stuff?
No, I'm not going to. It's
Come
fine.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got it.
Yeah.
I was just curious. Like I didn't know that was
What
a
a
thing.
Jordan.
That's all.
Get it next time.
No. It's fine. It's fine. We'll figure
Thank you
this
so
out.
much, Dev. You know, Dev
Thank you.
is so elusive when it comes to being invited on a podcast.
Her voice has been on there a lot.
Yeah. But you know, she says one day she shall be on camera.
One day.
One day. She just got to stop being tired at the times that we are here.
I can't smell anything from it.
Well, that's because you have COVID. Anyways, this is
I
a
don't, though.
cinnamon roll latte, they say? Correct? No, cinnamon toast crunch.
No.
Latte.
Just cinnamon toast.
Cinnamon toast.
Crunch is
All
copyrighted.
right.
Yep.
Is this decaf?
I don't know.
I go to a meeting in less than 12 hours from now. That is amazing, though.
It is really good. Yes.
Wow.
Thank you, Dev. It's great.
Yeah.
It is really good.
Yeah, simply because Dev made it, this is why it's great. Yeah. We love Dev. All my homies love Dev. Anybody who does not love
All
Dev
the homies
is an
love
op
Dev.
Dev is awesome.
and probably jealous. Anyways,
I like this is the first time I've seen you use like whatever a trendy word is. Like you actually use it when it's trendy and like you like using it. I just think it's really funny.
the word op,
Yeah.
I feel like the word op has been around for a while now.
I would agree.
I feel like it's been around for like a good 5 years at this point.
Probably, but like
But it's such
It's
a good word. It's sticking.
really trendy right now.
Yeah. Spread the ops out. Spread the ops out.
You
Lecrae,
want to know what the best word ever created is?
do we
Bruh.
let him answer that?
Yeah.
What's the best word ever created?
Yeet.
Yeet. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeet.
Eat is a pretty great word.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeet.
man.
Yeet is so versatile, you know, because
This bitch
yeet can
empty.
be yeet can be like they're throwing it. Like,
That was my first experience with
So
it.
yeet is an action, right? It's also an exclamation. It could be an exclamation
Yeet.
for forceful nature or a celebratory exclamation, right?
Like he's
Yeet.
eating all over the place.
Yeet can be yes, but given the context, it can also mean no because you're agreeing with a no. You know, and yeet is just so great. It's also, you know, Jey Uso. I mean, he didn't patent it. I mean, WWE did, but they had to pay someone because they had a previous patent on it. And I'm talking too much. What do we give this drink, sir? You have downed that so quickly.
Shout
Oh
out
my
that boy
gosh!
Jey
I am
Uso.
thoroughly thirsty.
I've eaten a minimal amount of things today. Praying to God that Burger King is open when we're done here.
My lunch was pure sodium.
I hope y'all don't have to use the bathroom after this.
Why?
Coffee is a laxative.
Dude, I had coffee right before we saw Deadpool and Wolverine.
And you were in the bathroom.
I went to the
quite a
bathroom
bit.
3 times before the
Yeah.
movie started. It was insane.
So, like, that's what I'm saying, guys.
I
Wish you
give
luck.
this a solid.
This is a 9. I will irresponsibly drink this.
8.5.
Way too much. This is a 9.
It's definitely very good.
This is
But,
solid.
I
as hell.
think there's definitely things that are better.
So here's the most ironic thing. Most of their monthly specials have been coffee. Correct?
Yeah.
I've never identified as a coffee drinker. It's not me. For a while, I said that I don't really like coffee, you know. People become dependent on coffee because, you know, eventually
I'd say it's more of an
they
excuse.
consume so much caffeine that coffee does not wake them up anymore. And I'm like, I'm not really about that life, you know.
Coffee doesn't wake me up; it just keeps me up. That's
So,
the thing.
you know-
There's actually a very small amount of caffeine in coffee. I don't know if you knew this.
I don't know anything about coffee.
It's like there's only like 30 milligrams of caffeine.
I don't even know if that's a lot.
It's not
I don't know what an average amount of caffeine should be.
a good amount that will wake you up and keep you awake is about 100, 120.
Well, anyways, I've never been a coffee drinker, but this, if I was, I'm cool with this every morning for the rest of my life.
I prefer cappuccinos.
Mason says that he
Hey, guess
prefers
what's in a cappuccino?
cappuccinos.
Coffee.
I know, but it's just for me. It's just better.
What's
Not
the
as-
difference between this and a cappuccino?
I don't even know.
I
what
feel
it-
like cappuccino is like sweeter.
Sweeter?
Yeah.
You have not tried this. This guy. This freaking guy.
That's actually pretty good.
Mason, I love you.
Love you too, dog.
Mason, I struggle to love you, but I still do. Just kidding. What that was right now was very lovable. Very lovable.
It's pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. Can you taste the cinnamon in it.
It's like a
Yeah,
it's like
you
a
can.
puppy, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you, you stupid little thing. I'm sorry. But anyways, yeah, that was a great drink. Oh, God bless Dev. That is awesome.
Devastator.
Please come to Fleur Cinema anytime, preferably in the morning if you want to try this. But anyways, yes, come to Fleur Cinema to try the cinnamon toast latte. Cinnamon toast latte.
Dev, is it a latte? Yes. Okay, thank you.
Anytime during the month of August. That is the special.
Come get it while it's hot.
And I mean, I haven't necessarily discussed this with the building, but I would love to slip the Fleur an extra like $50 or $100 so we can get a really good amount of samples for the special drink of September during the live event. You know?
Yes.
Yeah. And so, yeah, whatever that is, show up for already the many reasons why you should. But yeah, we're going to try to get some free samples out there for
So a
a
cappuccino.
participation and get your lips wet.
Here's what I learned this week. A cappuccino has equal parts espresso, steam milk, and milk foam. A latte is just steamed milk to a shot of espresso. And macchiato is a splash of milk to a shot of espresso. That is the difference.
Sweet. Can't wait to not use that new information because, I don't know. It's all the same for me.
At least that's what the first thing told me.
Anyways, let's get into the first movie review, which is
Deadpool?
Fly Me to the Moon.
Okay.
We're going to make people wait for Deadpool, thank you.
Okay. Well, I didn't participate in this movie
No, you
viewing,
did not.
so
So, Jordan, tell us about this movie.
it's got a 50 out of 100 for me because that's my rule.
That's an F. But we're not going on.
The American grading system sucks, and you know it.
Yep. Anyways, where's my film?
Because if you did
notes?
55, which is technically should be better than average, because an average should be 50. If you did 55, you should not
All right.
fail.
I'm going to get you involved as much as I can without you having seen it. Jordan, I want you to look up the movie Fly Me to the Moon. I want you to tell me who wrote it, who directed it, and who the leads are.
Okay, so the leads are Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum.
Of course, yes.
Beautiful people.
I did actually really want to see this movie.
Yes.
I'm very sad that I was.
Channing
I had
Tatum
to
is
miss out on it.
44 years old. That dude is
He
a
do not
vampire.
look like it.
I think he does actually. I think he just looks like a really good 44-year-old.
He does. I hope that I stop aging eventually.
Okay,
But I guess that just means I'll die.
Where is there? It is. That's what I wanted.
See, my parents. I have two different parents. That
Really?
one is like on an accelerant for how they age,
Your dad?
and my mom. Everybody says that she looks good for her age.
She looks very young.
She looks like a 40-year-old woman now, but like a good 40-year-old woman.
And so, I hope that I'm the sexiest 45-year-old of all time. Thank you.
How old is Jason Kelsey?
So yeah, it stars Scarlett Johansson and Channing Tatum. Woody Harrelson's also in it.
He did?
Ray Romano.
Yeah, I saw, dude. I didn't recognize him, but I recognized his voice as soon as he started talking. I loved Ray Romano in this.
That's great.
Yeah,
That is so
it was
great. And I guess one of the only other recognizable names might be Jim Rash. He always plays a bald guy with glasses.
Nice.
Do you remember a bald guy with glasses?
ScarJo's husband was in it for a few seconds. It was nice.
I don't know who that is.
Scarlett Johansson's husband.
Yeah.
He's on Saturday Night Live. He's the white news guy.
Still know who that is.
It's okay. It's not. It's okay. I realized that's Scarlett Johansson's third marriage.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah. You know what I learned? And you know what makes me feel better? Even someone as amazing as Scarlett Johansson has failed multiple times at love. Isn't that crazy?
That is.
And I, sir, am not Scarlett Johansson, so maybe I should feel a little bit better and a little bit less defeated about what love is in my life, you know?
Yeah.
Tell you what.
Let's see. So it was directed by Greg Berlanti.
Okay.
He directs like literally every sitcom ever made.
Nice. Who wrote it?
That's actually, or no. Greg Berlanti directed like, he was an executive producer on all of the CW TV shows and stuff. That's what it was.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. No, I got that mixed up with the other guy. Anyways, writers Keenan Flynn and Bill Kirstein and Rose Gilroy. I feel like I've heard that name before.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, she was on one of Markiplier's podcasts, apparently.
Cool. So, Mason, what would you... So, this is your first time going here.
Yes.
Tell me what you thought of your movie theater experience at the Fleur Cinema and Cafe.
I really enjoyed it. Terrific people here that are working. Dev is an amazing person. Sailor was nice. Didn't catch the other dude's name, but he was pretty cool too.
King Julian.
Julian. Yeah.
Julian.
He's pretty great.
Homie didn't work today. He was just napping in the office.
He was just chilling here the whole time.
It was awesome,
nothing
man.
better to do.
He's great.
He's a
See,
real funny
that
dude.
picture of Channing Tatum, that's a 40-year-old man.
Yeah. That guy looks like your coach.
Exactly.
I mean, he looks less Magic Mike era.
Well,
I
yeah.
would give him that.
That was 10 years
He's
ago.
gotten a lot. Well, they just made a new one like last year.
Jordan, you know what I mean when I said that was 10 years ago?
What?
The Magic Mike movie came out 10 years ago.
Well, yeah, but there's 3 of them.
Oh my gosh. This man, he knows what I'm talking about, but he is such a contrarian. He just wants to be up my ass on camera. And he knows that since I'm being filmed, I cannot say all of the racist and homophobic
Why would you wanna be racist?
obscenities. I'm just kidding. I don't say that to him, but
That's why I was confused. You don't say any of those things.
I cannot blatantly disrespect him as much as I do off camera, you know.
I mean, yeah.
I'm an evil, I'm running an evil empire, and I'm a corrupt boss in this system.
Directed by Greg Berlanti. That's insane.
But yes, continue with your movie theater experience there.
Um,
Even before he really even spoke to anybody, he was looking around. He's like, I like this.
yeah, it's a very cool environment. I wish the seats were a little bit more comfortable. But
Not every seat gets the fancy leather recliners. Okay, man,
okay, bro. Sorry, I'm picky.
be less picky.
I have a bad back.
You're
My mom.
preaching to the choir here,
My
friend.
mom is the absolute worst. When I'm like, hey, can you go see this movie at Fleur Cinema? She's like, isn't that the crappy one? I'm like, no.
How dare you
She's
disrespect
like-
it?
Does it have recliner seats? And I'm like, no. Then it's the crappy one. And I'm like, jerk.
No, that means it's standard. That is the standard. Recliner seats are bougie, extra.
Okay, I'll stick with being bougie. I'm sorry.
It is a luxury.
You're too broke to be bougie.
It is
I
an
will still come
absolute
back here.
Luxury.
I would love to come back again here.
Fleur Cinema, this is my promise to you. if I become one of the best directors in this modern age, I will donate $1 million to the Fleur. And you guys are going to get a big expansion. Okay, you're going to get, a bougie theater house, okay, where it's a lot bigger than these other ones. And every single seat will be recliner seats. That's my promise to you, Fleur. I also have a promise to the radio station that I work at, that I don't work at, to a radio station I prefer. Yeah. I am a professional movie critic. That is my one and only job. I am not connected to anything.
You're a podcaster. Are you in a job?
Oh, yes, the podcasting thing. Yes, I'm a millionaire because of it. I don't have to do anything else, but I just do it out of the kindness of my heart.
Because he loves y'all.
But yes, this one radio station that I prefer and favor, it would be an absolute blessing to give them enough money to have their own building, their office building. What do you think, Jordan?
I think yes.
Even though I feel like they would almost prefer just staying where they're at, They're close to God at that building.
I still can't believe Greg Berlanti directed this movie.
It's a good movie.
This
You should
guy.
see it.
I have seen so much of this guy's content.
I've never heard of this guy. It's probably also because I don't watch TV, but
He's a huge superhero guy, apparently. Because he's done literally
I know
every
he's doing that
CW
thing.
superhero show.
Oh,
Every single one of
really?
them.
Oh,
Going
yeah.
back to, I'm pretty sure even, what was it? Smallville. I think he was even also a producer on...
Well, since we're talking about superheroes, what do you guys think about Iron Man becoming Doctor Doom?
yeah, Jordan.
I don't want to talk about it.
What do you think, Mason?
I think it could be pretty cool. I'm open to new things.
You are full of thorough analysis.
Well, you see,
Okay,
I'm
fine.
with a lot of fans on Instagram. I want to see a Deadpool and Spider-Man movie.
Fine. Here, I'm gonna say one thing about it, and I never want to talk about it again.
We're going to talk about it again.
Until the movie comes out, I don't want to talk about it again. All right?
No,
All right?
we should definitely dedicate an entire episode to the San Diego Comic-Con reveals.
I don't want to. We can talk about it on a different episode, but I am not going to talk about the Iron Man, or I'm sorry, Robert Downey Jr. thing.
Other than right now. Go
Other
ahead.
than right now, okay? I wanted to see someone with power do this role. I do not think that casting someone as notable as Robert Downey Jr. or someone who's already so established into the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Robert Downey Jr., I don't think that's a good idea. Personally, I don't. Am I still going to watch the movie? Yes. Am I still going to enjoy the movie? Yes. Am I still going to think it's great? Yes. Doesn't mean I can't disagree with her decisions.
Honestly,
I respect it.
Robert Downey Jr. might be the most implanted for the MCU actor.
That's one of the biggest reasons why I don't think it's a good idea. Sure, alternate universe, blah, 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 blah. But, you can't lean on that too much. You need more of these stories that are rooted in this universe, this timeline that people have already fallen in love with. That's kind of the whole point of people keep watching it. But,
I'm just happy that my favorite Marvel villain is finally in the MCU. Could have been a different actor.
should have been.
Preferably a different actor. No discredit to RDJ. Honestly, I'm actually looking forward to what they can do with him because it should be a big deal that Victor Von Doom is in the MCU finally. And they're so far, it's appropriately so. There's an entire Avengers movie called Doomsday now, and that's how big of a deal Doctor Doom should be because he has always been a big deal. I love him so much. One of my favorite villains ever, not just in Marvel. He's my favorite Marvel villain, but favorite villains ever across everything, one of them, for sure.
I don't know, man. Batman's villains are pretty dope.
I mean, it's Mason. What do you
I
want from me?
mean, the Joker is pretty great. I like the Joker as well.
Bane,
No.
Penguin.
Try again. Nope.
Okay, so the Dark Knight portrayal of Bane is one of the best portrayals of a superhero villain ever.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
And I just, yeah, that's it.
All right, cool. Mason, what are some things that you did not like about this
The
movie?
Dark Knight Rises? I don't
Actually,
know.
no. Okay. Fly Me to the Moon. Yes, we've established who's in it, who wrote it, who directed it. So, this synopsis says, sparks fly between a marketing executive and a NASA official as he makes preparations for the Apollo 11 moon landing. Sorry for whoever works at Google. This is the worst synopsis of all time. Yes, Apollo 11. The Channing Tatum is this guy who works at NASA, and he's basically manning head of operations for how Apollo 11 is supposed to go.
Everything for it.
So you're shot back into what, the 60s?
Yes.
I think so, yeah. And the marketing executive
67, 68,
is
maybe even
played
69.
by Scarlett Johansson. And Scarlett Johansson, throughout the entire movie, shows off of her Ed and Eddie level of scamming, where she basically just wants to turn the whole freaking rocket ship into a billboard. You know, she's just implementing all these ideas, right? And yeah, they kind of just butt heads because, you know, Channing Tatum's character, very by the book. You know, this is how we've always done things. This is NASA. We're going to be professional.
He was a military man.
And Scarlett Johansson's character runs in and, hey, let's just say that, you know, the astronauts are wearing these watches that, you know, we're going to get paid for advertising for. Hey, you know what we should say the astronauts are wearing? Fruit of the Loom underwear.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll get us paid a little bit, you know. And so she's just, you know, turning the whole operation into a marketing tactic for America, which is both, you know, it's got its pros and cons, but I'd say, well, let's just get into it. Mason, what didn't you like about this movie?
I don't know. I liked the whole thing. It was a good movie.
To be honest, Jordan, I know I said that this is the best movie I saw all year. It's not.
Oh, it's not?
Not at all. No. It's not a bad movie. And matter of fact, I'm in agreement with Mason. I don't think that there's very much of anything I disliked about the movie.
It wasn't.
I wish
it
I
was
could have
actually
seen it.
really decent.
I'm frustrated that I didn't.
I don't think that there was anything that I found annoying or wrong or repetitive or lazy or anything. But the movie didn't exactly wow me either.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't make me get out of my seat and be like, this is cinema, you know. And so, yeah, I mean, is that the definition of mid? I hope not, because I liked it. You know, it's a timepiece, and I will say I was overly impressed by the set production.
Oh, they did amazing.
You know, when it comes to putting yourself into a world, they did a fantastic job.
They did
Jordan.
an amazing job.
You
with
know,
that.
you definitely felt like you were at NASA headquarters in the 60s. You know, given whatever idea you already have of what NASA's headquarters should look like in the 60s. But yeah, everything looked cool.
The outfits were on point. The
Yeah.
cars were on point.
Yeah. Channing Tatum looked like Captain Kirk with some of his outfit choices. He basically wore the same shirt the whole movie, just in different colors. But it's fine. So, yeah, nothing crazy. I mean, based on one outside opinion, someone felt sorry for us that we had to go and see Fly Me to the Moon. I don't necessarily think this is a bad movie,
I enjoyed it.
but I don't think it's an amazing movie.
I like movies. Sometimes I like movies that explain stuff that happened in history, and this movie did well at that. It explained very well on what transpired during all that.
Unfortunately, I do find it to be a very forgetful movie. Like, we're not going to be talking about this next year.
No.
You know, I don't think we're going to be talking about this at the Oscars either.
No.
It's just, you know, a solid movie. You know, I'd say that, the most impressive thing about this movie is set production. You know, what the movie looks like. And I'm not talking about cinematography, even though that was good too. But yes, the most impressive thing is immersing you in the 1960s NASA. And, you know, maybe that is involved with also costuming. You know, that was appropriate. But yeah, set production was amazing. They probably spent a boatload of money on set production. Oh,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. But yeah. What I liked about the movie is that it's both jumping directly into the topic and also not making any crazy stances on the topic of all the controversy that was the moon landing of America. Because they have a bunch of people that are like, no, it's fake. This is all fake. And then there's people that are like, this is 100% real. How could you think this is fake? And they kind of did both. You know, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I've never delved deep into what everybody has to say about the moon landing. I'd like to think it actually happened because it's pretty cool to think that it actually happened. Matter of fact, aren't people on the moon just casually throughout the year always anyways?
No.
Really?
No one's been on the moon for like 30 years.
Really? I was just under this impression that, you know, we are so much more advanced since that first time going on the moon. You know, I'm like, we have to be going there at least once a year for something.
No.
You know, we're too curious as human beings. But I don't know.
They got so much stuff out.
That actually
out there
that
up in
actually makes me
space.
feel better. I don't want people touching the moon, bro.
Oh, yeah, okay. So the last moon was Apollo 17, and that was in 1972.
Oh.
Wow.
We haven't messed with the moon in a long time. Okay, cool. Well, anyways, still to this day, people think that they faked the moon landing. Regardless on what you think, I really like what this movie had to do with it, which is they got a fake set and did a side-by-side live stream. It's super complicated. I'm overcomplicating it in my head. But anyways, in the movie, they actually go to the moon. They actually, like, the people that are Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, those people go to the moon. And it's shown that they actually make it to the moon. But because of what the secret government wants, the secret government was like, hey, just in case this doesn't work out,
Let's fake it.
we need to fake this. And so they made a production set. They got actors. They got a director. They did
had
a
Secret
full-blown...
Service security.
Yeah, they made a full-blown, on-the-spot movie production just in case Apollo 11 wasn't supposed to be destined to succeed,
But
right?
they still wanted to use it.
And
anyways.
so, yes, regardless on how successful Apollo 11 was going to be, they were forced to use this live stream that was the fake footage of
That's what
them
the
on set.
government wanted.
And so, you know, you had astronauts on the moon, and then you had actors on some sand, and yeah, they were just supposed to match their actions as it went. And so, yeah, it was like a fail-safe by the government of, hey, if this goes bad, we're going to just convince people that it didn't, and we're going to celebrate as Americans. We're the first on the moon.
But there was some people that didn't want to fake it.
Well, yeah. And so, yeah, we're basically telling the movie at this point. But yes, I loved the set production. Let's see. What else did we like, Mason?
I like the main characters.
Yeah? I mean, they're pretty likable
I like the
actors.
love story. It was a good love story, too.
I don't think it was a good love story.
Well,
I think
always
it was
knew
a
they
love
were gonna
story
end up
because it's
together.
like, it was one of those movies where it's like, male lead, female lead, let's make them like each other. For why? Because they spend a lot of time together throughout the movie. So, of course,
But a lot
because
of-
of time and connection, they like
A
each
lot
other
of
now.
good movies do that. Like
A
Twisters.
lot of movies do it, and it's lazy.
Twisters did it.
Did what?
The love story.
Throw in a love arc where it doesn't really need it.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I really don't.
He's not. He just doesn't like love right now.
I do like love.
No, he
I
complained
believe in
about
love.
this in Transformers too. So like, I know it's not that.
It's just in a lot of movies, a love arc is just unnecessary.
It's a subplot. Get over
It
it.
is a subplot, but guess what? It's the laziest subplot ever. Make an original subplot. Ooh, two people fall in love.
Original doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
It does.
It does not.
It does.
It does not.
It does.
Prove it.
Because I can have a thought. Unbeknownst to me, someone across the world can have that same thought. But I did not have any help
He didn't like what I
or
just tried
encouragement or anything to develop my thought on my own. So
I just told you to prove it.
an original thought.
So prove it to me by making an original movie in the future.
Oh,
Completely original.
Yeah,
I've
never
always,
done before.
I've always prided myself on having an original movies.
But
And so I shall.
it is something that true for you that you're so afraid of
I have to be in it.
things not being original. But
It's just I'm so tired of having ideas, and then somebody's like, "Oh, you mean like when they did this?"
there's nothing wrong with that, Isaac. There
I
really
know,
isn't.
I know.
Don't forget, imitation is the highest form of flattery.
So then, why don't you have a problem with WWE? Because they keep reusing the same old stuff that they did back in the day too.
It's because there's still dudes beating each other up.
You got a point.
Also, WWE is super unserious about it.
Bro, but it's gonna become a new era for
All
that.
right, we're reviewing 2 movies. It is
Sorry.
10:30. So, what I did like was I loved the camaraderie of the 2 lead acts. Okay, I usually like to lean away from the attention of how the 2 leads are supposed to interact because, like, yeah, they have the biggest spotlight, but I like to focus on other things. But the chemistry there was just so good
really
because they're so different, right? But I more so loved Scarlett Johansson's character because she really was, first of all, really great at acting in this movie.
Her accents are on key.
Yeah, she had to be a shapeshifter in this movie, an absolute shapeshifter in this
She
movie.
kills it.
She is sly. She is deceiving.
Goodness, I want this. Want what?
And so, yeah, I loved her character, especially in this movie. And so, yeah, let's just jump to awards. Who had the best acting in this movie?
Scarlett Johansson.
Of course, Scarlett Johansson. She had to do so many different accents, like you just said, transform into completely different people. And so, yeah, people who have to provide range and not just their career, but in a single movie,
She's amazing
that's
at what she does.
That's good. Best scene, Mason?
That's a tough one. I like
My
the-
favorite scene was when they were bringing on that director to the base, and he just basically had a whole scene where he was just getting his feet wet with what he needs to do and all this
Where's
stuff.
my trailer?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
all the director just
The director killed
the
it.
silly stuff, the stereotypes of what a character this director was. And so yeah, that's my favorite scene. What was yours?
Probably the where they were on set for the moon landing, faking the fake. Try to he thought they were faking it, but they actually weren't.
And it turns out it was actually the
Yeah,
good footage,
the real
saved footage.
Yeah, I like that. And the cat gets on. Yeah,
That
that
is
was
a
my
good
favorite
one.
part.
Best line of dialogue.
Probably that's one small step for man.
This guy.
One Giant Leap for Mankind.
This guy. Did you hear that?
It's a classic.
I mean, it
bro.
is perfect.
It is perfect, but yeah. Good
classic.
job. Good job. Good
Thank
job.
you, thank
Yes,
you.
thanks for pointing that one out.
Pat on the back.
What I liked is what Scarlett Johansson's character said. Even though she was kind of like being a little bit too eager with the mission and not taking it as seriously and thinking, too much as a marketing lady, I really love. It really takes you to the 1960s because of the togetherness that America had back then. She wanted to videotape the moon landing, and he was talking about how it might not go well. And she had this quote that she said, if we succeed, America succeeds. If we fail, America grieves together.
Yes.
And I think that is something that has been lost in our American history. Everything's just so, you messed up. This is
A lot
terrible.
of people are just against each other.
A lot of people disassociate themselves with, the horrible things that have happened and be like, oh, well, it's this person's fault. But, there was some real unity there in that statement. And it's like,
Together we are one.
I always find it weird when people ask other people to be more nationalists. I understand people who aren't crazy about America. Not everybody needs an American flag at the front in their front yard. But
I disagree.
just-
I think everyone should fly that freedom flag. Yeehaw!
okay.
Yeet.
But with that said, it was just super endearing. Hearing that line. That's probably my favorite.
It was a very good line.
in the movie.
Very good scene too, actually.
Yes. Let's see. Best shot in the movie. What was the best shot in the movie?
The one of Scarlett Johansson.
Bro, which one? No. When
He sounded like Drake when he said that. Bro, which one?
No, we don't.
21.
We don't like Drake.
You have 2 children, bro. You just calm down.
Yeah, we don't like Drake. We support Kendrick. But
Why are you making statements for this podcast?
I support
we
Kendrick.
and
Okay,
stuff.
I support Kendrick. I don't support Drake.
Okay, go ahead.
When the rocket would launch successfully.
Is that a scene or a shot?
I don't know.
He doesn't know the difference.
Yeah, I don't do this stuff.
All right. It's okay. You're new around here. It's okay.
Yeah, this is my first movie review.
My favorite shot, within context, it does need the context provided for that shot to work. But the shot of the next thing we see is the front neutral view of a police car guiding them back to the freaking space station
after they
just broke into a TV store
and stole a TV.
Because what is so great is you need the entire movie for it to be like, that is awesome. Because all throughout the movie, Scarlett Johansson, she does her little sneaky little thing and sweet talk people into doing things for her because she's a
definitely a
master
snake.
of marketing and selling whatever she needs to sell. She's a master manipulator in this movie, of course, and she can lie to get her way because she almost always has to.
She's definitely a snake.
And
Yes.
so they need a TV, a color TV, before this spaceship launches. For a reason that I forget, but they need a color TV.
How dare you?
Because something broke on the camera,
The
so they
TV
needed something.
store is closed.
Yeah, they need some
Scarlett
technology.
Johansson takes a trash can and breaks the freaking window. She's like, "Okay, guys, go get a TV." And then the cops show up. And I, for a second, thought that we were just gonna watch her do the thing that she had always done throughout the entire movie, and we were gonna watch her convince the cops to do whatever she wants. But it had already been so well implemented that she is good at that. We can just watch her say, "Relax, boys, I got this," and then
Fluff her
we
hair.
watch her fluff her hair and walk towards the police. But then it cuts to that front neutral shot of the police guiding them to NASA, because we already know that it was going to work at that point because she's been doing it the whole movie. And it's just, it's awesome because it brings me back to one of the rules that I learned in making movies is that if it's already well established, if it's no new information for the audience, we can skip it. We can cut it, right? I learned that watching Stuart Little. The movie Stuart Little, because I remember from Stuart Little, the two mice that were supposed to be Stuart Little's original parents were hired to pretend to be their parents. And so that happens, and then it comes the scene where the parents need to explain what really happened to Stuart Little. But we don't watch their explanation because we know what happened. So it just cuts to Stuart Little just running out of the house and being upset because we don't need to hear them explain what we had already seen. And so it's stuff like that that is really good to remember if you want to make movies, is that if something's already well established, do not use the runtime. Thank you. All right. Mason, what do you want to give this movie out of 100?
Out of 100?
Yes.
A 75 or an 80?
Well, that means you're going down the middle, right? With
Yeah.
a 77.
All right, 77. What about you, Isaac?
He's calculating. Well, he's gonna.
I am calculating.
Give it your heart score first.
Heart score, I would give it a 70 or a 72.
72.
Yeah.
We're locking that
It's
in.
just-
72.
It's not.
All right. Now do your calculations.
There's nothing about this movie I get too passionate
Do your
about.
calculations.
I think.
Hey, Jordan, say something funny.
Yes.
So, I drove here straight after work, right?
Yeah.
I get in here. I start, we're starting to set up the podcast equipment. I ask Isaac, you got the SD card? And he goes, nope. And we kind of just stare at each other for like a solid minute. And then he's like, we got to go back to Grimes get it. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, he thought I was joking.
Dang. Well, yeah, you do that a lot. Keep doing your thing.
I'm done.
Oh, okay.
You should add these numbers together.
we went back to Grimes, and then we went and got the SD card. All right, we're going to add these numbers together.
Yes.
Fire away.
6 plus 8 plus 5 plus 9 plus 6 plus 6 plus 5 plus 9 plus 8 plus 6.
Is there any other numbers?
No?
I think this might be your farthest one off yet.
Yeah.
It's still very close.
Okay.
Because we locked in at 72.
Mm-hmm.
But you did also say 70. Number 68.
That is actually closer than you were given the vibes for.
I'm still saying, like, this is the farthest one off yet.
I do think 68 is appropriate. It's just, it's not a bad movie, almost in any aspects, in my opinion. It's just, it's not going to make you go, wow. I mean, maybe some of the views, an amazing replication of what actually happened, just it's so impressive how they did the set. I know I keep on going back to the set production, but it really was special.
It's a movie about a movie.
And so, I get absolutely nerdy when there's aspects of movie making in movies. Like there was a bunch of that when they're like, okay, let's film the moon landing.
You're sweaty right now.
I am sweaty. I'm glistening, baby.
That's probably because you're wearing a sweatshirt.
I will say my favorite line from the movie experience did not come from the movie. It came from Mason. Because when they were thinking about what they needed to make the fake moon landing production, the woman that has been Scarlett Johansson's assistant in the movie, she says, okay, who's like the best director that nobody knows about? And he's like leaning over. He's like, Isaac William Joseph. And I'm like, damn right, sir. And so, yeah, it just it made me feel good. And maybe that's why that was my favorite scene, because that was the scene that followed
love you,
right
bro.
after he
Only
said
like
that.
50 years too early, but
50?
50.
Yeah. The moon landing took place in, I think,
Oh, I
1969.
thought you were talking about
Oh, okay. I thought, damn, it's gonna be 50 years, and I'm still gonna be a director that nobody knows about. It's time to try another thing. I'm too impatient.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta be pretty patient to wait 40 years. But, anyways, yeah, I thank you so much. I am the best director that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do we move on to the next movie?
We do move on to the next movie, which is, well, let's see, what time is it? Okay, we're making good time. Let's do this in the next 30 minutes.
We can do that. Easy.
We can definitely do that easy.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Deadpool
Spoiler
and
alert.
Wolverine.
Spoiler alert. Do not watch this or listen to this if you have not seen the movie. Although this will have come out, I think, over 2 weeks after the movie has come out. So that is,
Yeah.
it is also your own fault.
Yeah, Dev.
What?
You've watched Wolverine and Deadpool, yeah?
No,
Not yet?
I've been busy working.
It's okay. We're going to talk about it, though.
Okay.
So watch out.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Thank you.
Yoda's in it.
He's not, but
Yeah.
like,
Anyways.
you had me like questioning it for a second. I was like, wait a second, was he?
Was he? Who's that dog?
Disney. But yeah, so Jordan, what's the name of this movie?
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Starring who?
Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. Yeah.
Who
And,
directed this movie?
Shoot.
Some guy.
Sean Levy.
That's right. Yes, Sean Levy.
Thank you, Sean Levy, for directing an amazing
Yes.
Deadpool movie
Thank
once
you.
again. And it was written by a lot of people. 6 different writers
Ryan Reynolds,
collaborated
Rhett
on
Reese,
this.
Paul Wernick, Zeb Wells, Sean Levy, Rob Liefeld, and Fabian Nikiza.
That's crazy. Ryan Reynolds
Yeah.
wrote it too.
Oh yeah, he's had a very big hand in
Oh, yeah.
all the
Yeah.
production and writing and development, the entire process of all the Deadpool movies.
Yeah. Plus, he, improvises so much
Yeah.
that he might as well just get a credit in what the dialogue is. So, yeah.
I just don't know how that could be a Disney movie, man.
It was rated R.
It's
so.
a Disney property movie. Did you see the
Still.
little castle in the beginning of the movie? I think not. I don't think that's the vibe that they're trying to go for.
Well, Disney has like adult movies now, and they have like kids movies.
Yes.
But like Deadpool just is in its own section.
Yeah.
You know what else
Rated
is owned
R.
by Disney right now?
What?
Disney now right now? The Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad. All of them owned by Disney.
Because of Hulu
No, because of Fox.
and Fox.
Not and just those were actually on Disney Plus before
They have
the Hulu
both
thing.
Hulu and Fox.
I think Disney always owned Hulu. Actually,
Yeah.
I think it was CBS that owns Hulu,
And they
Disney
own
owns
the
CBS.
Orlando Magic.
They're also probably going to own an NFL team. There was talks about them buying the Chiefs.
If they buy the Chiefs,
There
I'm
was
gonna have a
talks.
field day.
There was
Okay.
talks about there would be new uniforms every game.
Disney could afford it.
Yeah, because they're talking about it because they've won championship and like they're good now. So
Cassidy sent me a Snapchat.
why not build a team?
What is that?
I don't know, stuff that we're not going to listen to on the podcast because it's a TV show that she's showing me.
Okay.
But yeah, so what are some parts that we did not like about actually theater experience? Come on,
Theater experience was good.
IMAX.
I loved it.
That was an IMAX.
At the Palms.
And the seats,
another Friedley theater under the same umbrella as Fleur Cinema.
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
why we
if
only
you
go to
support
either
the
the
Palms,
Palms
you
or-
support Fleur Cinema. Thank you.
Great,
Kinda.
theater.
The theater experience was great, though. The
Yes.
seats, I was worried about them not being great. Honestly, I loved those seats. It was
Very
fantastic.
comfortable, and they have heated seats.
They
I like
leaned
the
back
heated
far
seats.
enough for him.
Oh yeah. I'm not talking about the physical seats. I'm more talking about the spots.
Yeah, I know what you were talking about.
It was a pretty dang good spot, actually.
Yeah, I loved it.
I was satisfied with that.
I loved it.
But yeah, what about you guys?
Theater experience, sir.
I loved it. My first
mean-
IMAX movie, and I loved it.
My second IMAX movie, and I loved it as well.
This is my I can't even count IMAX movie, so
Yeah.
at least like 15th,
Nice.
if not more.
Much better than the first time I did IMAX.
I saw Wall-E in IMAX.
You saw an IMAX movie with me on my birthday, Mason.
Did we?
Yes, it
do
was my
IMAX?
23rd birthday.
He talked to me about that, but he didn't know if it was IMAX or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was IMAX.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we did because
It
your
was.
mom was cheap with tickets.
No. I wanted it to be special. I saw an IMAX movie on
What
my
movie
birthday.
did we see?
It was a
Forgot.
bad movie. It was definitely not something that you should see in IMAX. It's like
Yeah,
it was called Amsterdam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with my favorite actor in it. But it's all right. You can be the best actor in the world and still be in a movie that was kind of like, But anyways, yeah, amazing IMAX movie theater experience. And
Do you want to take off your sweatshirt?
no,
Are you sure?
oh yeah,
Okay.
I'm shiny, but I ain't dripping, baby. I'm not.
I would
I don't
beg
feel
to
like I'm
differ.
dripping. Hey,
I would
hey,
beg
hey,
to differ.
hey.
I see a drop of sweat right now.
I am super sensitive to being hot. Okay, you know how much I don't like being hot.
Yeah.
If I'm choosing to keep the sweatshirt on, that means it's not too hot.
Then are you
good.
self-conscious about
Self-conscious about what?
your midsection?
Oh,
I got
no,
a
no.
dad bod, and I ain't afraid.
I feel good. This is like the healthiest I've felt in a very long time, actually.
Good job. All right,
We're
back
on an
topic.
upswing for Isaac's health. Anyways, things that we, moving on to things that we did not like about
The
movie.
length. It was not long enough.
It was not long enough.
I think, talking to Marcellus about the movie as well, I think there is a unanimous agreement in across Scald Stone Productions and the team that it should have been longer. Should have been
I
longer.
agree.
Because, spoiler alert, there was a lot of talks about this being inspired off of the comic book line where Deadpool destroys the Marvel Universe.
So there was definitely some influences, but like it was supposed to be, or I think the energy they were going for was Deadpool kills the Fox universe.
Yeah.
Which is not at all what happened. It was more like the Fox universe is dying and Deadpool is in it. Because there was a lot of death.
Yeah.
A lot.
It's
of it.
just the meaning of this movie is super significant that they should have just had more moments where it was
Yeah.
that significant. It is significant that we have Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine. That is significant, but
The suit.
this is supposed to be a turning point in the MCU. It really is.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And it's been gifted to the Deadpool franchise as the third movie of the Deadpool franchise. This is, the end of a trilogy
Apparently,
and a turning point.
on an interview, Ryan Reynolds said there will not be a Deadpool 4.
That is okay with me.
But he also, I did hear that he wants to do a Deadpool movie with Spider-Man.
I mean,
It's
he'd be
probably going
open
to be
to
with
it, but like,
Spider-Man as the front man.
there'd be, yeah. So
I don't think Deadpool's going to be the front man of
there
any
is
movie
no
now.
going to be he's in a recent interview, as in this past week, he said that there's not going to be a Deadpool 4. That does not mean he's not going to appear in other franchises, because I definitely think we're going to see that
He's going
Thor
to be all
crying
over the Marvel
thing.
movies now.
Yeah, I think there's definitely going to be something
gonna
going
be
on
awesome.
with that.
Yeah, the biggest obstacle is that they can't make every Marvel movie rated R from now on.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not realistic for money purposes. Even though this is like the biggest
Imagine
money
he just shows
rated
up
R
in
movie
every
of all
Marvel
time.
movie and says the one swear word they get.
Do you guys think they could do something like with the multiverse with
Yes.
Spider-Man and the multiple Spider-Mans?
Yes.
And
Maybe.
the multiple Deadpool.
Watching Deadpool react to No Way Home would be sick.
Well, I think Secret Wars is going to be a huge thing.
I'm so excited for Secret Wars. Wars. Oh my gosh.
I think that's going to be the huge multiverse thing. I think Doomsday is going to be huge too, but I don't think that's going to be.
Well,
That's
Secret
not the
Wars has to be
culmination.
bigger than Doomsday. I know I was just talking about Doomsday being significant, but Secret Wars, still one of the most famous comic book lines of all time. Not just in Marvel, but all time. Secret Wars. Amazing, right? But yeah, unanimous agreement. Should have been longer.
Yeah.
Other things that I did not like in this movie. Let me think. Yes. The lack of opportunity used with the lady pool situation.
Apparently, it was Blake Lively, by the way.
Yes.
that's what I've been hearing.
Hope told me that it was Blake Lively because she's in the credits.
Yeah.
What problems could be solved by actually reading the credits, folks? It's amazing. But yeah, she got a few talking lines, but Marcellus and we were talking about if that was actually Blake Lively, there should have been just a little bit more there.
Yeah.
Especially when she showed up in the trailer and the entire internet freaked out. Maybe the internet freaking out was just way too close to the release date anyways, and so they couldn't have time to change anything. But, there should have been an unmasking because Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have such a famous relationship in how they tease each other. Mm-hmm. There should have been a moment where she unmasks and he just says something smart, or dang, what an ugly hoe under that mask. Keep the mask on, something like that.
Did you hear that their kids were in it? Baby Pool and the Kid Pool or whatever.
I'm sorry, but Baby Pool was 1,000% animated.
Yeah, it was entirely CGI.
Well, I saw some on Instagram.
I know you see something. Given what you send me on Instagram, you believe anything.
This is true, Mason.
It's okay, Mason. It's okay. We were all there once when we were 16 and believed everything on the internet.
Don't believe a single thing on the internet unless you physically see the actor or actress say it.
Yes. And even then, we're not geniuses. Just pass it through a friend. Hey, man, this is what I saw. Okay. We're going to get back to you on how much BS that is.
Kid Pool could have been still.
Kid Pool was a famous person, though.
Was it?
Yeah.
That kid said a lot of strong language for being 12 years old.
I think it was. Well, I'm gonna pull it up because it was.
Another thing I did not like.
Nice pool.
Well, I don't want to sound like every Marvel fan that had high expectations because up until this movie, I did not have crazy expectations. I didn't think everybody and they mama was going to be in No Way Home. I didn't think everybody and they mama was going to be in Doctor Strange.
Kid Pool
Multiverse
was
of
their
Madness.
son.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that baby though. Come on.
That baby was just CGI. Nathan Fillion was Headpool.
Nice.
One of the Wrexham soccer players was one of the Deadpools too.
Yep.
Nice.
Matthew
Nolan.
McConaughey was the cowboy one, and that's one of another.
I kind of had a feeling. I was like, that guy sounds familiar.
I didn't notice it in the time.
I ain't
in the
gonna lie,
moment.
I wasn't really a fan of Nice Pool.
And the guy who played the buff version of Guy from Free Guy,
Yeah.
he was also in it.
Nice.
He was the.
I assume trying to get that many people in a Deadpool costume, they really just looked for friends.
Well, he wasn't a Deadpool.
Oh.
He played Juggernaut.
Oh.
Because I thought the Juggernaut was the original actor. It was not.
Was not.
Do you want to know my favorite in it?
Well, sure.
Britain's Ugliest Dog.
Oh, yeah.
I
Well,
love that
are we
dog.
moving past things that we did not like in the movie?
You guys can still go. if you
Okay,
want.
I'm aware that this is a rated R movie.
Very rated R.
The way that Nice Pool died just made me feel not great.
Really?
I thought it was funny,
I thought it was goofy.
It actually made me sad.
but
Really?
It actually
I
made
was
me sad.
excited for him to die.
he got the guns and he got the dog.
He threw he had the guns for 30 seconds of the movie.
Yeah, but
Did
he
you see
still
him
wanted
just
them.
toss the guns to the side like they were nothing because he was fighting all the Deadpools?
I did see that, actually. I did.
That was such a quick thing. Because the first time I saw it, because I saw it twice. The first time I saw it, I was actually struggling to find Deadpool while they were fighting all the Deadpools, because I'm looking for the Deadpool with the gold-plated Desert Eagles.
Yeah, I was too.
He immediately tosses those 45 seconds after he was like, oh, look what I have, you know? And so I guess that's another thing I just did not like about the movie. Because, like, if you make a big deal about that
wanting those
twice,
Yeah.
you gotta have it for at least 60 seconds, in my opinion. Right? But it
Another
is what
thing
it is.
that's really interesting. I don't know if this guy had a career beforehand, but I know he's pretty big on Famous. His name is Nicholas Pauly. He was the guy that did the NSYNC dance for Deadpool. He suited up in the Deadpool costume. And
I
did the
saw that
dance.
today.
I've been seeing that over the past few days since I saw it, and yeah, I just thought that was interesting. They really had a lot of people working on this, and all of them were like loved, and I think that's what's really
It
great.
was very, very well put together.
Yeah. But yeah. I guess that's really the only things I didn't like is the length.
Should have been longer.
Yeah.
Let's see. There are other things about this movie that I did not like. Let's see. There's just things that they should have expanded more on, which, you know, goes back to the runtime.
Yeah.
What's his name? Wolverine, but Superman.
Oh, Henry Cavill, the Cavalry.
Cavalrine.
That was hilarious.
A little bit longer.
That was great.
Soak it in a little bit longer. Come on. I
Yeah, he
did
would've been
absolutely
expensive.
love the montage of the ranges of Wolverines that we got.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I liked.
I did want him to do a little bit more with the little girl, Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
I did want him to do a little bit more with her too.
X-23.
Yeah, X-23.
Yeah, she was so underrepresented.
Yeah, underused.
She was actually a last-minute add to the movie.
Maybe that's it. Maybe if they had more time and thought about it sooner, then maybe. But like, I just feel like you got to do
But
more.
I did like the scene where she was sitting with just her and Wolverine were sitting together.
Yeah.
And she was talking about how you weren't like a good guy until you were.
Yeah.
Basically, that I really liked that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because that's where a switch really flipped in him, and he was like, "Shit, I got to."
So I know that Oscar-worthy performances is really not the focus in movies that have Deadpool in it.
They won a world record.
What?
They won a world record.
For what?
They have a Guinness World Record for most streamed trailer in
Oh,
24
I see that.
hours.
That is
And
true.
it is the highest paid grossing movie within like 24 hours, I think. Ever.
We love what you do here, Mason. Anyways, no Oscar-worthy performances in this movie.
There could be.
The amount of times I just felt like it was just Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds just having a good time in the costumes.
It was amazing.
It was. It
You know,
was. It really was.
My suspension of disbelief was almost never there. Maybe that kind of is just what happens when you break the fourth wall all the time. But, you know, this movie was not supposed to showcase what great acting is. But, like, yeah, it's just, I don't think, you know,
What it's like to have fun. with
it's just,
acting.
I was reminded that they were acting a few times in the movie.
I felt like they had a lot of fun during doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah. In which, you know, that's, you know, chemistry among actors can beat perfect acting almost all the time anyways. And so, yeah.
yeah.
Because, like, I was, you know, as I was watching it for the second time, I was like, okay, this is a good time to not watch it as a fan, but to watch it as a critic. And I was thinking of, like, okay, what would be, you know, some awards. And it's hard to think about who would be best actor in the movie.
I think it would definitely be Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, I was going to say Hugh. Second would be Deadpool for sure.
I don't think so.
I did like the
There
villain.
was the YouTube video of them doing the lie detector test, right? Ryan Reynolds openly admitted he has no range.
He did.
And he does it. But that doesn't mean he's not great.
Yeah.
Oh, he's still amazing.
Okay? Turns out every casting director in the universe would love to have a Ryan Reynolds in their movie. So, if you have no range, just be the most likable archetype ever,
Yeah.
But with that said, I think the best acting has to go to, what was her name?
The villain?
Yes.
I don't remember.
I saw someone say that they really just found someone that just has the same face as the guy who plays.
That was an uncanny resemblance. I was like, this girl was born to play his sister.
Yeah.
And so, Charles Xavier's sister, because I can't think of her name. She was on a first name basis only, like Beyonce. But Jordan's gonna research
Cassandra Nova.
Cassandra
Yes.
Nova. Okay. Yes, I should have remembered Nova. But Cassandra Nova, easily, I think the best acting in the movie. Mainly, it's probably because
I liked what she could do.
she's a much younger actor compared to the leads.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that the leads, everybody knows at this point, they're just having a good time. They're in their element, doing the characters that they've been doing for a very long time now. And you have this younger actress who probably took her role very seriously. And
I would love to see her in
was
this
by
role
the
again.
book and stuff like that. And so I think she did great. I think she deserved. Well, she died, but she definitely deserves a career after this for sure.
We'll see. Well, I think we'll see her in that role again. Because when they
Hopefully.
introduce the
That'd be
X-Men and stuff, fully, and they actually do something with that, I think there's going to be something special.
So
I think it's going to be the
really
most.
liked what she could do. Like, she had so many different things to her that made her really cool.
I think when they fully tap on the X-Men, they're going to do the most expanded X-Men universe that we've ever
Yeah.
seen.
So blatantly, what are some parts that we loved? Because I know there's parts that we've already talked about that we liked. What are some parts that we loved?
My favorite. Okay. Is this favorite scene or what or no?
No. We're not doing awards yet.
Okay.
We're almost there. We're almost there.
Honestly, I love the cameos. The cameos were great.
The cameos were perfect.
Seeing a lot of
Oh
these
my God.
these actors
Cameos and the fight
reprise
scenes.
their roles after 20 years.
It
dog.
was such a
Dude.
love letter. It really was.
Yeah. It was really fan servicey, but I'm a sucker for fan service, so
A lot of good fight scenes.
I don't
the fight
think it
scenes were great.
overdid
The
the fan
choreography
service
was great.
either.
Some people think it was way too much. A lot of people do.
I was A-okay with that movie. I think my least favorite part of this movie was just the super long time jump backwards to 2018. I feel like we're getting to know him as a car salesman just a little bit too long.
Yeah.
But once you get past that, love the rest of the movie. Love the rest of the movie. It's just seeing it for a second time, that part just felt a little bit slower. It's like I just wanted to jump.
Honestly,
to the,
I didn't think it was
the
enough.
guy in the suit part.
I didn't think
Watch
that
it
was
a second
I
time. You know what I mean?
liked how they jumped around looking for Wolverines.
Yes, the montage. I'd like to say that two parts of this movie really stand out for what I absolutely love, which is that first fight between Deadpool and Wolverine where they go to the void and then they fight because they're mad at each other. And Wolverine, he does that Wolverine crawl to catch up to Deadpool, and then they fight. That Wolverine crawl,
I don't think we've ever seen that.
I don't
do
think
that before.
that's what I was about to say. I don't think we've ever seen it, but it's just the amount of homage to how we pictured things reading the comics. It was such an awesome thing.
There was just as much comic power here as there was of the movie.
yes, and I don't think we see that with a lot of superhero movies right now.
Well, I think this one was really needed because it was a love letter to both original
Yes.
X-Men movie fans and X-Men
Yes,
comic fans.
yes.
So it was that best of both worlds thing.
Absolutely. And so that I love when he got on all fours and just started coming at him. I was like, yes, this is great. This is great. And then my other favorite part was when they were heading towards the giant Ant-Man in a Honda Odyssey, and that song just bring 'em out, It's hard to yell when the barrel's in your mouth. Hot boy, run, bring him out. No, bring him out.
You're amazing.
That song is on my very first Spotify playlist that I ever made.
I've never heard that song before.
Yeah. Oh, that was my anthem right before 2020, like the 3.5 years preceding 2020. I had a rap playlist, and that song was
remember it.
Yeah.
I remember
we
the
listened
playlist.
to it all the way to Chicago.
We did.
It was not long enough. We heard multiple songs, multiple times.
Oh yeah, yeah, we did. A lot of songs. Yeah,
It was great. But yes, when they enter the fire in slow-mo after having Blade, and there's only going to be one Blade.
I think they were
Slow-mo.
I think they were hinting
into the
something a
fire.
little on the nose there. So I don't know if you know this. There was supposed to be a new Blade movie, right?
Yeah.
It's not happening.
Well, that's why I think it's perfect, because I watched it knowing that there was an announced Blade movie.
They haven't actually
kind of
said
not
that.
remembering whether or not they were going to continue with the Blade movie.
They haven't
And
actually
so
said that. But
the
like,
joke is open-ended, whether or not there will be a Blade movie. But it's like, hey, remember how we were going to make a new Blade movie? That's why I think that's perfect, how they did it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I just love that. And then there's a pause, and
then
then
that little-
Wolverine comes out the back, and I'm like, this is awesome.
I like the part where, what's his face? The fire dude.
which
The
fire
Human
dude?
Torch.
Okay.
Yes,
I like when he gets that.
when he gets his
Zapped,
skin
yeah.
taken out. What a weirdo.
It's a weird way to put it.
Yeah, zapped is not a word that I would use.
Zippered is the word they
You
used
okay?
in the movie.
Homie's dying. Get him some water or coffee. Yep, we're drinking coffee off to the stage left right now.
Okay. But yeah, that was. I didn't like that part. It was gross.
Yeah.
I also felt sad.
Yeah, I felt sad a little bit too. I was like,
like-
oh, that was a little quick. It made me feel better when Deadpool, he brought us back out of the suspension of disbelief, saying, you don't know what he was doing to the budget.
That's true.
And that made me feel better. It's like, oh yes, that was an actor, not a person who actually got their skin taken off.
Also, Chris Evans is very expensive.
He is. Like, when it comes to people's names being involved within the MCU, RDJ is number 1. Chris Evans is number 2.
Yep.
That's how it is.
Yep.
I don't even think Chris Hemsworth is number 3. He might be.
I guess Samuel L. Jackson might be number 3, honestly.
Yeah. But anyways, another thing that I absolutely love, and another reason why I love the Guardians movies, is just the perfect implement of the soundtrack
Oh yeah. It
throughout
was
the
good.
entire movie.
It was really good.
Perfect. And just, when you utilize not just score, but actual pop culture music, the balance is hard to implement because sometimes it is distracting to the movie. It's like, oh, why are we listening to the Beastie Boys or something? It's an easy way to distract from the audience what's going on because of whatever song that you choose. But when you put it into the movie ever so perfectly, like you do with the Guardians movies, and especially this movie, Deadpool and Wolverine,
I mean, all the Deadpools.
it will only,
The soundtrack
it
has
will
been just as big as
only benefit the movie. And so that's another thing that I absolutely loved.
All right.
And so let's go to awards. Best acting,
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman.
Cassandra Nova. You know what? Let's honor her name.
I got it right here. Emma Corrin.
Emma Corrin. When a girl can look that beautiful and be bald, they are for sure beautiful.
Oh my
it's like a
God.
guarantee. Not
All right,
every woman
Isaac,
can shave their head.
Isaac, we need to hurry here.
Do we?
Yes.
That's okay.
It's I don't want to be no.
Best scene.
I'm done. I'm ready
Best
for this to be
scene.
done. Best scene. The suit up.
Yes.
That's by far my
Yes.
favorite. By far
When he
my
got
favorite.
his ass slapped?
Yes,
And his crotch grabbed.
numerous times.
Your tailor is a predator.
But I
Yes.
liked it. It's okay. I liked it. And the person that's sitting at the desk that just is in awe.
The
of
fat
him.
guy.
Yeah, the fat guy. That's just, oh my God.
The closeted fat guy.
Yeah.
I think
Definitely
my
in the
favorite scene
closet.
is when they pull up in a Honda Odyssey and blow things up and
I
fight everybody.
also like the fight scene where they ruin the van.
That's
That was
awesome.
good.
Yeah, that's
That was
I
really
keep
good.
thinking about
was
that too.
amazing.
Yeah, the fight scene
Where
in
they just
the
fight
Honda
so much
Sod-
that they
Honda
just
Odyssey.
pass out. Yeah.
that was.
I
yes.
loved it.
Great
And
job for
they do the
bringing
pan
that up.
over of them just passed out.
That's how he's wrapped up in his seatbelt.
Best line.
Best line.
It might have been a few days for me to recall a line.
It was the one
I mean, your
where
tailor is a predator is still funny.
I say that one or the one where
I am Marvel Jesus.
yes, I like that too. But also
Till you're
where
90.
X-23 when she's talking to Wolverine, that line
You always
that
have.
line really hit. I forgot
You've
what-
always been the wrong guy.
yeah.
But yeah,
There was a lot of really good
really
one-liners
good
in this.
dialogue because it's a comedy movie, but it's
It's funny.
it's a
as
good
shit.
comedy movie
It's
without
funny.
fail. You know what you're getting into, and so like just any time where Deadpool was being unapologetically
himself.
Deadpool, and it's like there's so many lines that could work. It's just,
But
yeah,
he gets you
it's just-
too
it's
because
great.
he wants to be good.
Okay, best shot in the movie.
The scene right after they pull up and they're all standing there. In the van or outside the van. The group shot there. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
I know I keep going back to that part too. The couple shots before that, where it's the slow-mo of the van going through the fire, is my favorite part.
See,
Because-
I see shots as like a static image
I'm sorry.
because that's what a shot is.
For me,
No, but
it
anyways.
would be when he
It's not?
first sees the dog.
Then what's the difference between that and a scene?
It's a shot is when you press play on the camera and it goes until you stop pressing play on
That's
the
a
camera.
scene.
No, it's not.
That is a scene.
No, it's not.
I believe that is. a
Nope.
I believe
No
that's a
cuts.
scene.
scene. Okay. Does that mean scenes have cuts?
A lot of scenes have cuts.
But
Right,
some don't.
It's just a video then.
Yeah. Some scenes are entire rolling shots, yes. But that's not what we're talking about.
That's not how I see it.
This guy's a weirdo.
You both are weirdos. It's okay.
All right.
It gives me some actual differentiation between the two. Like, there's got to be something different. Otherwise, then what's the point?
A freeze frame.
That's a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
Camera shot.
Yeah.
This
why,
is a shot.
Yeah. It's all right.
That Wizard of Oz is a shot.
All right, what do we give this movie out of 100, folks?
Hundo. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
I'm going to say what Nevin gave it out of just an honorable mention. He gave it a 68.
That's too low.
I give it a 78.
That's still too low. It's Deadpool, for God's sakes. Bro.
Nope. It was a great, fun movie. It needed some help, though. It definitely needed
Still
some
the
help.
best movie I've seen this year.
Probably the same for me, honestly. But like, that doesn't mean it doesn't. That doesn't mean it gets a high score. All right. Tell me when you're ready to add some numbers up. Give me your heart score, by the way.
My heart score, well, it has dwindled down since the nights that I had been seeing it, because that's how it always works. Is every time I get out of the movie.
I mean,
theater,
even upon a second rewatch, or I guess second watch, you'll better understand it.
It definitely went down from the second watch. Still loved it just as much. It did not feel super long in the second watch, which typically was what happens when you see a movie for a second time really close to the first time. But my heart is giving this at least an 80. I think I'm going to stick to an 83.
83.
I'm gonna go 90.
I thought you said 100.
Well, you guys are being so hard on it, so I'm gonna be hard on it too.
You think this is a perfect movie?
I love it.
You think that there's no other movie that's better?
Well, they could always come out with a better
Mason,
movie.
I know
100
this is your first movie review, but just
A 100 is a essentially impossible score.
it's a flawless movie.
Creed got 100 for me.
A lot of people really liked Creed. I could believe Creed getting at least a 99. I've never
okay.
seen it.
For the
Add
whole
these up.
movie series, it got 100.
10. 10. 10. 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. 6. And 6.
Wow.
82.
That's close. He said 83, right?
Yeah. He's always super close.
Wow.
It's a sign that it's my calling. I always love getting it super close. It's like,
You're a damn good movie critic. You really are.
thank you. I appreciate that. Bro, thank you so much for saying that, bro.
Hey, I said
You
you're a
can't
good director.
consistently get it that close and not be a good movie critic.
He's just,
appreciate you.
getting all the compliments tonight.
Appreciate you guys. So I want to actually dissect this one. Story gets an 8. Cinematography gets an 8. Writing gets an 8. Acting gets a 6. Pacing gets a 6. Message gets an 8. I don't even know what kind of message you get in it, but I felt like there's an 8.
Pause. The message is always fight for what you love.
Exactly.
I think that's very clear to me.
Score 10. Sound 10. Character 10. Personal feeling 8. So yeah,
It's good.
I would have
Yeah.
gave the personal feeling a 9.
that's you, baby. It's a personal one for a reason. But yeah, that has been the double header, Fly Me to the Moon and Deadpool and Wolverine movie review.
Yeah, this was a good one.
It was a very good
You
one.
like that.
All right, who or what do you did? Oh, question of the episode.
We haven't done one of these in a while. Wow.
I know. What would you rate Deadpool and Wolverine out of 10?
I actually I had a question I wanted to ask the fans,
Yeah,
but I forgot what it was.
it's okay. Think about it again. We'll wait.
What are you most excited for coming up?
No.
It was like this or something like that. Fire trucks. Fire trucks.
Ambulance.
Is it really that good?
It was a good question. It was a personal question.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was though.
Da Bears.
The Bears.
Okay.
What do you think?
I don't know. All right.
What would you give Deadpool and Wolverine out of 10? Thank you. We're going to have a lot of input on this one, I think. Mason, who or what do you dedicate this podcast episode out to?
Da Bears.
Jordan?
This podcast episode goes out to
We use these mics, sir.
Smoke it over there.
I'm sniffing. I'm smelling it. What is it? Hang on.
Jordan dedicates the episode to sniffing.
Nope.
Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul.
You already said your answer, you goof.
Yeah. The Bears.
Yeah, because Caleb Williams is going to dominate this year. I'm predicting Rookie of the Year.
Jordan,
Yeah.
how are you?
I can't think of the dude's name, so I'm trying to pull it up here. Give me a second. Why does this not have a... What the heck? Oh, there we go. What is it?
Hope Jakes says hi to the podcast.
Nolan North.
Say hi to Hope Jakes
Hi, Hope.
podcast.
Hi.
Yeah.
Nolan North,
She
that's my answer.
is an actress in the movie coming out that I'm premiering for the short film August 31st.
People wanted Nolan North to show up in the Deadpool movie, and sadly he did not.
I dedicate this podcast episode out to Channing Tatum because he was in both movies that we had reviewed, and I've loved Gambit ever since seeing Deadpool. So thank you for that, Channing Tatum. You've provided a new passion for me to follow in life, which is the awesome vibes that is Gambit.
Guys,
The Gambit.
we also got to shout out Team USA
Why?
for the Olympics, man.
Okay.
We're winning gold medals and silvers and bronzes.
We do every Olympics.
But we should show support, you know? Like, y'all don't
Olympics.
support your Olympics?
America.
Sports, America.
USA.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, amen.
Deadpool or Nolan North voiced the character of Deadpool in the Deadpool video game. Just so you know. All right. Amen on 3. 1, 2, 3. Amen.